am Sil Curiati, and this is New York Story at the Armory Show 2024. Hello! I'm super excited this morning. I was invited to the VIP opening of the Armory Show in New York. So for those of you who don't know what the Armory Show is, basically it launches the fall season for the arts here in New York. But the story behind it, obviously today is amazing too, but you know I like a good story, right? The first time the Armory Show happened here in New York was February 17th, 1913 in America in general, in the Gilded Age. Arts were restricted to families of collectors, a couple of galleries here and there, and people were more interested in the subject of the art, like who has been portrayed, rather than the art itself, the technique. Arts would come basically from Europe, and they were like Renaissance art and antiques, sculptures and stuff like that had been collected by the wealthy families here in America. Which means that basically they were not valuing live painters, live artists. Most artists were dead already. When modernism started to happen in Europe, obviously the wealthy families here did not want to be left behind. The National Academy of Design was the institution controlling the type of arts that would come and be displayed here in the US. And they should abide by some standards of idealism. Modern approaches such as Cubism that was already in place in Europe wouldn't get here. So they decided to bring some of this art to what was called the Armory Show because of the place it was held. This place is on 26th Street between Lexington and Park Avenue. And it was used as an armory, as a place for the military to train. That was a very imponent place to host an art exhibit. They brought 1,600 pieces of art. And believe it or not, if we were to replicate it today with the same art that was brought back then by artists then unknown, and now we know them very well, it would cost us billions and billions and billions of dollars. So you ask me, well, who paid for that? Women, the wealthy women in New York. So it was Mrs. Vanderbilt, Mrs. Rockefeller, and all these ladies whose role in society was basically to foster arts and beauty and those social gatherings. This show happened between February and mid-March. They would charge 25 cents, which is equivalent to the regular fee that a museum charges. And you could visit between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. every day. However, if you wanted to have a more VIP experience, just like this one I'm having today, you would pay $1. This first Armory Show shocked society because it brought some blurred, undecipherable paintings by impressionists and other crazy artists. It had some controversial sculptures and even a nude. Some of these arts were actually reviewed when they went to Chicago because they thought it was like, whoa, too realistic. So the fun thing is, it's still on. It still marks an important date here in New York. And that's what I'm gonna show to you. Now it's not taking place at the Armory anymore. It still has the same name, but it takes place in the Javitz Center, which is huge. And I'm supposed to see over 250 artists displayed there. So stay with me. Oh, and if you're wondering, Gertrude Stein was one of the curators. The Armory Show 1913 curation was so strict that, can you imagine, Edward Hopper just got one piece there. Some of the European names in the Armory Show were Paul Cézanne, Henri Matisse, Gauguin, Van Gogh. Matisse had 17 pieces displayed, and he was deeply and strongly criticized by the press. The colors, the shapes, the audacious, distorted depiction of the human body. Here I am at the J. Javitz. It's a beautiful day. and we're just going right in.
So here is the show map. As you can see, they have gallery, solo, platform, focus, and presents as usual. And it's huge.
We're gonna begin walking here on our left from the entrance, and we're going all the way around. This is the gallery first.
As I enter the galleries, which is the fair's core session, I see outstanding thematic duo artist and solo artist presentations. You can see some of the magnificent pieces as I walk, but here I'm highlighting a few for you to take a closer look. As we leave the galleries, we are headed to the focus section, curated by Robin Farrell. It re-engages the experimental spirit and avant-garde histories of the fair's founding. As we wrap the focus section, we see the champagne bar and the not-for-profit area surrounding it, where participating organizations ranging from museums and not-for-profit galleries to art foundations share the desire to promote the visual arts to collectors and the general public alike. At the northeast corner, we have the Presents section, which spotlights emerging galleries no more than 10 years old, showcasing recent work in solo and duo artist presentations. I really enjoyed what I saw here. And then we finish the visit at the solo section, which is dedicated to intimate presentations of work by a single, emerging, established or historic artist working in the 20th or the 21st century.
What I love about the Armory Show is that renowned galleries, new artists actually doing business here today. It's very busy, and today is just the VIP, so you can imagine how it's gonna be the next 2 days. Whenever you're in New York and the Armory Show is happening, don't miss it.